What if your employer offered you a pile of free gold every payday, and you just walked past it? Auravale, a neon-lit metropolis where every district tells a different money story. From the crumbling Borough Badlands to the gleaming spires of Compound Heights, the geography of this city is the geography of financial decisions. An employer match is exactly what it sounds like. Your employer contributes money into your retirement account, dollar for dollar, or by a set percentage, whenever you contribute from your own paycheck. It's additional compensation. Full stop. Across Auravale's workforce, and in real economies, approximately one-third of eligible workers don't contribute enough to capture their full employer match. That's not a small oversight. It's a systematic, repeating financial loss, occurring every single pay cycle. So why does half of Auravale keep walking past the gold? The most common culprit is deceptively mechanical. Many retirement plans auto-enroll workers at a contribution rate between 3% and 6%, far below the match threshold, and workers never revisit that default. Inertia does the rest. The number one reason workers skip the match: they believe they can't afford to contribute right now. That framing is backwards. Not contributing means turning down a guaranteed, immediate return on money you never had to spend in the first place. Here's how the formula typically works. An employer offers a 50% match on contributions up to 6% of your salary. Contribute 6% yourself, and your employer drops in an additional 3%. That's an instant 50% return before any investment growth. Here's where it gets harder. Employer contributions often come with a vesting schedule, meaning you only own that matched money after working a set number of years. Leave too early and you forfeit a portion. Here's the counterintuitive twist. Even if you vest only partially, you still walk away with more than you put in. A worker who stays 2 years under a 4-year vest schedule might capture 50% of the match, still a 25% bonus on their own contributions. There's a stubborn misconception worth correcting. Many workers assume the employer match is designed for high earners. It isn't. The match is calculated as a percentage of salary, meaning a lower income worker captures the same proportional benefit as anyone else. Capturing the match requires 3 steps. First, enroll in your employer's retirement plan, typically a 401k in the United States. Second, set your contribution rate at or above the threshold your employer matches. Third, confirm your elections are active and not sitting at 0 by default. That third step is where Auravale's workers most often stumble. Many plans auto-enroll employees at a default contribution rate between 3% and 6%, far below the match threshold. Workers assume the paperwork is handled and never revisit it. The gold sits unclaimed. Layer in compound growth, and the loss becomes staggering. Compound Heights exists for a reason. Money invested early doesn't grow linearly. It accelerates. Every dollar of uncaptured match isn't just $1 lost. It's decades of compounded returns lost. What does this actually cost over a career? A worker earning $50,000 annually who misses a 3% employer match loses $1,500 in free contributions per year. Over 30 years, with 7% annual growth, that gap exceeds $150,000. No conventional investment offers a guaranteed 50 to 100% instant return. Markets fluctuate. Real estate requires capital. The employer match delivers that return the moment the contribution posts, before a single market movement. Reframe this permanently. The employer match isn't a bonus. It's part of your total compensation package. When you negotiate a salary and then fail to capture the match, you're voluntarily accepting a pay cut. You negotiated for the gold and left it on the table. The Borough Badlands isn't crumbling because its residents lack income. It's crumbling because scarcity thinking dominates. When workers feel financially stretched, saving feels impossible. But the match changes the math. Contributing costs less than the value it returns immediately. There's another layer most workers miss entirely. Traditional 401k contributions are pre-tax. They reduce your taxable income in the year you make them. A worker in the 22% tax bracket who contributes $100 only feels $78 leave their paycheck. A worker who waits just 5 years to begin contributing doesn't lose 5 years of savings. They lose the compounding on every dollar those 5 years would have earned across the remaining decades of their career. The delay multiplies forward. Run the numbers on a concrete case. A worker earning $48,000 annually, with an employer matching 50% of contributions up to 6% of salary, contributes $2,880 per year and receives an additional $1,440 deposited automatically. Over 30 years at 7% average annual growth, that captured match contributes an additional $200,000 to the retirement balance, compared to an identical salary earner who contributed the same personal amount but skipped the employer match entirely. The employer match is the lowest barrier bridge out of the borrow badlands. It requires no investment expertise, no market timing, no extra income. It requires one enrollment decision and a contribution rate adjustment. If contributing the full match threshold feels out of reach today, start below it and escalate annually. Many plans offer auto-escalation. Your contribution rate climbs 1% each year automatically. Capture partial match now. Capture full match within a few cycles. Finding your specific match terms takes under 10 minutes. Your employer's plan summary document, required by law to be provided to you, spells out the exact formula. Your benefits portal or HR department can confirm your current contribution rate and whether it clears the match threshold. One more nuance worth naming. If your plan offers a Roth 401k option, the employer match is typically deposited into a traditional 401k account, not the Roth account. Your contributions go in after tax, but the employer match still arrives as free additional money. The account type changes your tax timing. It doesn't change the match math. What if your employer doesn't offer a match? For many workers, particularly in smaller companies or contract roles, that's the reality. In that case, an individual retirement account, a Roth IRA, or a traditional IRA becomes your primary tool. But the match conversation still matters when you're evaluating where to work next. Understanding the match changes how you read a job offer. A position paying $55,000 with a full 3% match outweighs a $60,000 offer with no match, once you account for the free contribution and its compounded growth over a career. Zoom out, and the employer match is a systemic design feature with a specific origin. The Revenue Act of 1978 created the 401k framework. As traditional pensions disappeared, that structure shifted retirement saving responsibility to individual workers, and the match was the incentive built into that transfer. The scale of that failure is measurable. Research consistently estimates that American workers leave tens of billions of dollars in uncaptured employer match on the table every single year. That's not a rounding error. It's a recurring, quantifiable transfer of compensation that workers are entitled to and don't collect. Back in Orovale's city center, something has shifted. The glowing gold pile, labeled employer match, is still there. It's always been there. But now the coins are moving, rolling toward the retirement accounts of workers who finally understood what was built for them. One action for today: log into your benefits portal or call HR and confirm your current 401k contribution rate. If it sits below your employer's match threshold, raise it. Do it before this video ends. The gold pile has your name on it. It always has. Here's the implication that should stop you cold. The employer match produces its guaranteed 50 to 100% return on day one. Before the market opens, before inflation moves, before any fund manager makes a single decision. No asset class on earth starts with that advantage.